Woli Arole is a Nigerian comedian. Actor and on-air personality. See, this your profile is too much. Me, I know you very well. Let me just keep it. He recently graduated from the Med Film School. Finished, no, you finished it. But this one, he finished the school. Med Film School, United Kingdom, studying filmmaking. In 2018, Woli Arole premiered his movie titled The Call, which he produced. He started out as an actor. He has received several awards. Recently, the Honor of Ife Award for his excellent creative contribution. He's an actor, filmmaker. He was one of the finalists for Alibaba Spontaneity 2015. He's a great guy, and he's my guy. Ladies and gentlemen, please clap for Woli Arole as he comes to the panel. As we engage conversations on the fire process, let's clap for him one more time. Hold it down. Sit down now. How are you? I'm trying my best not to look into your face because so that I won't start gossiping on stage. You're a great man, like I used to tell you. This looks so awkward. Before it's tempted to say she will know. I met this guy in 2009. He was at a quiz competition, Bible quiz competition. Yeah. January 18, 2009, I remember. I came second in that competition, he came third. Yeah, I remember. I don't flog him since. So he did something that day. After the whole competition, I now approached him. 100 level, mate, 100 level to 100 level. So I approached him that, Baba, because before I answered any question in that competition, I make sure I crack a joke. Because I'm trying to do to myself as a student. He was doing the same thing too. So I now approached him. After 100 level, may we be made to, I even talk past him. So I said, please, young man, please, can I have your number? Do you know what this guy replied me with? He said, I want him by number star. So you must have saw something. You've always been calling yourself a star, even when it didn't look like it. Well, because you and I know we cannot be washing our dirty linen in public. Because this your beard now that is looking so. I don't want to tell them the way you used to use the metro and bombs will be. And our is coming to class, you will think he's just coming from the baby salon. You will forget she will pardon his beard. So you saw something. Because you were strong on calling yourself a star as at 12 years ago. What did you see?
Good afternoon, everyone. First, please let me appreciate Asiri. Please, a round of applause. Please, a round of applause, a round of applause. And I have my personal reasons for saying that, because why you should first of all appreciate him is an amazing person. 100%, 100%, and 100%. Yeah, please. Yeah, he is. For you to see a comedian that is so much, you know. Before I go into that start thing, we're at an event, and one of those things that really pained me, the MC wanted to introduce us and say, welcome on stage, Asiri Comedy, you know, an author of books, author of Asiri Mystery, about to become an author of anticipation. And when I've never been that embarrassed in my entire life. And when he wanted to call me, he also welcomed my Arole, an author of confusion. Now, that on a lighter note, is just one guy that I love to listen to. Beyond the comedy and all of that he does. Once again, please, a round of applause for him. It's not easy doing all of this together. I know what they have gone through just to make this. about the question he asked me, well, even before getting to university, I just had this thing about myself. Anywhere I went to, that what was about me was just beyond what people could see personally. And everywhere I go to, consciously or unconsciously, I love to pronounce it. In 100 level, 200 level, when the academic thing was not really going well for me, I realized that there was one thing that was so paramount to me, that academics might not be going well, my friends might not really be, might not feel me then. I remember when I was in the university, I was really mocked. People really, felt, who is this guy? Short, he doesn't really know book. But there was something I knew I had the control over. Then was the ability to pronounce whatever I wanted to become. So I felt that even if in class I was not really doing well, things were not really going fine in my straight down, there was something I had the super control of, and that's what I say about myself. So that affected my esteem and affected me a lot. My friends know me till now. I am my #1 fan and my #1 cheerleader. So the day Asiri came to meet me, it was just the subconscious me that, see what we are talking about. See me now, they want to collect my number. It's just that with me. So it was just a subconscious pronouncement of what I'd seen about myself. I just knew that I was beyond the academic environment, beyond the suffering, beyond even my daddy's anytime I go and meet Mr. Mr. Shola, they will just say, you this boy, I will just say, sir, you don't know yet. Yeah, things are gonna happen. So I've just been subconscious. I just had this conscience of greatness from childhood that I was gonna become someone great. So that's just it.
So you a film graduate from a UK film school, and you're about to do another one. I'm not permitted to unveil. So what's your idea of process?
For me, the idea of process for me is I believe that even the way this world has been created, it's process. And I don't see, she said something the other time, which is very powerful. I listened powerfully to the illustration of that book that I said that most people in life, they tend to want to skip it because they feel that they can just get things in rush. Like, you flip back of the book, you wrote the answer. Now when you are now faced with real life situations, you realize that you can't really replicate the result. So for me, I feel that in everything we do, that is why it is very rare, even in the creation of the world, for you to have a baby and the same day you give back to that child, that baby begins to walk. Everybody is going to run away. Because that baby will not appreciate the fact that there was a time he crawled, he wanted to walk and he staggered and he got back. So I feel that process is that thing that defines real greatness. And when you talk about greatness and success, permit me to say this, please. Success is not what we mostly celebrate. Success is not I have a car, I have a house. No. Because some people that are not even successful have the same thing. So success is not about materialism, it's about impact. There are people that don't really have so many things, so much money. Look at CCME, for example. If you measure CCME at some platform or places, some people might not really know her, but she's already affecting families and homes based on what she does. So for me, with my journey from the guy on the skit maker, this is what I call process.
I'm the convener of this program.
What?
Ma'am, you just skip process.
Now the round of applause for our mom. Also, mother. We're in London together. Please permit me to stand up. I need to stand up. I've seen people here. So back to what I said. So success to us is not that thing that just comes poof. Success is not really about followership online. There are people that have millions of followership, zero impact. Yeah, it's not. So you can have 1.1 million people following you. You have over 10,000 likes and you are not successful. So when we are looking about success, we should take it to a global space. Not Nigeria as a measure of success. Let us celebrate people that you knew they went from primary to secondary school, they had their doctorate degree, and you see them moving, they have an academy. Let's celebrate someone that is a comedian that now is now writing a book.
Thank you.
You get my point? And you now see the impact and people are seated here. So, thank you, ma'am. No, let's celebrate the young guy that is a graduate that didn't find anywhere to work and now becomes a fashion designer. As this signature made it should. So, by the time when the definition of success is redefined, process will be evident.
And that's the prophet speaking. Please, can we have your seat? There's something about prophet offering that makes prophet stand. If I didn't cut him, he will make a declaration. Your combined following across us platform is close to 5 million, and you are one of the you're a global voice. You might not be aware of that. Because many people confuse following with personality. The best followership can give you is engagement. It's personality that confers sustainability on you. And you are one of the few people that when you talk, people listen. If you tell people to gather, they gather. So I look beyond the numbers that I look beyond, you can buy those numbers. I'm looking beyond those numbers. I'm looking beyond those kids. But the question I want to ask you is, was it a fluke? Everything that is working for you today and that will still work for you, was it a fluke? Did it just happen? Can you explain it?
Yeah, for me personally, because I'll be a bit personal, everybody have their own dynamic. I believe for me personally, everything that ever worked for me, I'm going to call them down to what I call a theory that I've seen work for a lot of people, and I call it a science. You see, there are some things that people don't know, and it is very, very paramount. And that is the fact that there are a lot of stuff that goes behind what people see. What you are seeing here is just the screen and station and the sound, and you can hear my voice. But a lot had gone down in the strategic planning of this event that it might not unveil. So for me, Arole being a movie person is not a ski, it's not a fluke, it's not. Because down from being a stand-up comedian, I learned the trade of stand-up comedy since when I was in university. It was a talent before I learned it, read about it, watched clips, down to content creation. I started with the phone, still doing it, watch other people that were doing it. We sat down, thought, how do we make it better? Another colleague came into the process, Asiri. Times I have this concept that she said, let us come like this. At the time, I went also into acting, learned more about it, made that work, also easy into a lot of stuff. So for me, it's not been fluke. And one of the best ways you can actually identify what is fluke and what is not fluke is time. You see, there is a great factor that God put in everybody's life, is time. Time would define the wheat from the shaft. Time is what will define what is unreal that seems real to that thing that is real and that can be sustained. That's why Ashley was saying something the other time. You clamor some people's name in January, by December they are not there again. Nobody can deny content when it's real. So it's not about the noise of the market. That's why some people till now, you still call King Sonny, they are still coming. Some people still pay King Wasai, they masha till now. So the only thing that I realized, and Ashia said it, is about time. Time is a major key, is a major factor when it comes to success. And that is where process belongs to. That is when you understand that this person has been here for a while, people still love him, people still check his work, people still see what he has to offer. So I feel that the only thing that has made that thing not look like fluke is the time factor. In the process of time, evolution comes in, relationship with people comes in, the way you comport yourself comes in, packaging comes in. In the process you want to learn. You feel that I'm not content. More reason why I had to travel to the UK to learn about acting. I felt that there was something in me that could not give expression to what I wanted to go to. So more things, reading is still part of it, learning is still part of it, and
Thank you, Prophet. Thank you. We appreciate. As we round up this session, I want to ask you, do you cook?
I don't say people. That's wrong. Please. Those.
It's a simple question.
Yes, sir.
Do you?
Like
Yes, is a yes or do you cook?
Yes.
Good.
What people that stay into the house, they know. They get my point, and they cannot.
Okay, I'll ask you a simple question.
Deny it.
Jollof rice. Jollof rice has a characteristic color. Listen now, prophet. Jollof rice has a characteristic color.
Yes.
So which of the ingredients confer that color of jollof rice?
Depends on how you pick it from. Somebody cannot specify.
Which? Okay, let me give you options.
Yes, sir.
A. Red oil.
Yes, sir.
B. Groundnut oil.
Yes, sir.
C. Curry and thyme.
Yes, sir.
D. Tomato.
Thank you. Now, this thing is the process. You see, what confers the color is the combination of the whole processes.
Thank you.
Tomato and
thank you. Failed. Thank you. Lastly, before I let you go, both of us will play a game. You tell me the first thing that comes to your mind once I say it. Do you understand? Be sincere with your destiny. Be sincere. The first thing, money.
Billion.
Women.
My mom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impact.
Asiri.
Yeah.
True. 100%. No jokes.
I'm so good.
No motivational speaker. Nothing. It's you. It's you.
Sleep.
Me.
Stubborn.
Me.
Very stubborn.
It's still me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's appreciate Woli Arole for that awesome time on this panel. Thank you. Please let's keep clapping for him.